Welcome back to my channel. This is Luminescent here with another moon transit reading. This is for the moon in Virgo transiting during Scorpio season. During this transit, we're going to have a trine energy between the Virgo moon with Taurus and Capricorn. So there's definitely going to be some building action going on. It's going to square the North Node in Gemini, which to me definitely cues us into facts versus truth. The moon will oppose Pisces as well, so some illusions or delusions will be brought to the surface emotionally, playing out in our with our intuition. So we will have to understand ourselves better and the world at large as well, with the square to the North Node. It will make a small trine with Venus coming out of not trine, sextile-ish with the end of Leo going into Virgo. But the thing we want to focus on the most is the fact that this is a time where with this conjunction with Jupiter and Pluto, we and Mars ready to go direct. It's been held back for a while now. It's ready to go ahead and explode. But there is a need to check the truth with facts. Okay? That's what's going on right now. Checking the truth through facts. Truth changes. The truth can change according to what has become factual. The facts do not change based on the truth because, they help one another when it comes to that. But facts don't change. Truth can change. And truth comes through experiences. Facts comes through what's known, like knowing. Sometimes you cannot know things, but it's still a fact. And you can know something to be your truth, and then later on you find that your truth changes through experiences. So, getting into the reading, in the number one position, the underlying current situation is the Saturn return age, which is a 50, which breaks down to a 5, which is about change and balance and creativity as well. Now, Saturn is returning in Capricorn, its home sign right now, but it's on its way to Aquarius. However, Saturn being home during this particular Saturn return had everything to do with getting rid of the established rules and regulations that will no longer serve the highest good of the universe at this point in time in relation to the reality, the 3D reality, because Capricorn, Saturn does rule the 3D reality, 333. So during this Saturn return, we get to see how things are going to change, and we are going through a process of change from one age to another. And this return is to bring about a balance in what needs to be created and what needs to stop being created here. Now, clarifying, because at the bottom of this Black Moon astrology deck, I had third house messages, so I went with the Thoth deck to clarify. And we have the Hermit as well as the Hangman, two major arcanas. So number one, we definitely may go through a cycle of being returned into some form of isolation in a waiting period. However, again, this is just to upgrade what's going on and what's taking place at this time. The Hermit is the God. The Hermit is someone who knows through learning and studying and is very well versed in facts. Now, Neptune is related to water energy. Neptune, we are allowing things to just be at this point and continuing to work on ourselves. That's the lesson when it comes to this transformation taking place the way it should. Focusing too much on the outer world in the outer 3D can take away from our ability to go inward, which is the hermit ability to be in solitude comfortably and allow the things that do not pertain to it to just roll past and bypass and not, demand so much attention from it. And with the moon being in Virgo and the hermit is a Virgo card, this is definitely a great time with this trine to Capricorn and Taurus to take an an internal check to see, are we living and doing things based on our facts, or are we doing things based on some subtle truth? And with this opposition to Pisces, that's literally here in these cards, we're going to see how far we've come in time, because Saturn rules time. We're going to see how far we've come in time since earlier this year when we had to go through this stage of, being at home and isolating ourselves from others. We're going to see exactly what we've learned going through these processes again. So in the number 2 position, what we shouldn't do during this phase, we have the Sun, Spirit in number 1. And we have clarifying is the 4 of Pentacles or 4 of Discs, which is power, and the Sun here. So to me, instantly I'm thinking not to give your power away. Don't give your godship away. Watch the things, and the Sun energy is here twice. So the thing we definitely want to pay attention to is our ego. And this is a Sun in Capricorn card. And again, re-emphasizing the Saturn energy here. So with this trine, with the moon in Virgo, we definitely want to pay attention to, the facts and figures and things that are being built around us that takes our power away and blocks our ability to be in our spirit or be spiritual in nature. There are a lot of rules and regulations that have been made and being created that does exactly that. And a lot of people aren't really paying attention to that. They're paying more attention to the Piscean energy where we are being diluted with, half truths and not really paying attention to the actual facts that's been building up all this time. And that's where the power lies, in us being in tune with our spirit and knowing exactly what is going on and not being distracted. And distractions happen, of course, naturally, because we do have to have that duality. We do have to have that balance. However, just because we allow things to be balanced or even be in limbo, it doesn't mean that the truth or the facts or the power we have in our spirit should go by the wayside. That's definitely never the case. So we definitely want to pay attention to the things that, our spirit is driving us toward or away from, because that is allowing us to view what is adding to our power and what's taken away from our power. And we want to be also very watchful of those who try to use power against us to break down our spirit. And that's 9 on the dot for that message. Definitely a lot of wisdom there. So what we want to do, this Virgo moon here, more strength, more fire energy. We have Mars force here, the number 5. Mars will be going direct very soon. So again, another 5 change is going to occur. And we have the 8 of Swords here with the another 4 of Wands, fire energy, Aries energy, Mars yet again, with Venus here. So what we want to do is we want to be very aware of what truths are being forced to be hidden or what truths are being forced upon us, and how those truths are used to build some form of structure in our lives that's supposed to make us happy. Virgo is connected to responsibility and routines, of course. But during these routines that we create for ourselves, during this health regimen that we create for ourselves, is it something that we are forcing ourselves to learn and be happy with, or is it something that comes naturally through our ability to get things done? Are you going out of your way to expand in an area that you're not familiar with just to be happy? Like, is there some type of dream that is being shattered that you're trying to force to stay together? And the Jupiter and Gemini card here, Jupiter doesn't really do too well in Gemini, but because Gemini has a lot of mental energy, and we can receive a lot of different messages here with this 8. There's a lot of karmic information that we can be, downloading at this time. But we might get information that we might dislike. We might get information that forces us to change gears a little bit with that square to the North Node in Gemini. And it's like, okay, are you willing to accept that your path may be going in a different direction now? Or are you going to try to hang on and force something to happen that's not going to happen in order to make yourself happy? Are you forcing yourself to be happy? Are you forcing yourself to be peaceful about things that you want that really is driving a wedge between who you really are when you're alone and what you want people to see when they turn on the TV, when they go onto your social media, or when you put on your makeup, or when get behind the screen and take a picture? Like, is that the real you, or have you grown at all? Do you see where your ambitions could lead you or get you if you just trust in what really matters to you and what really brings you joy and happiness? Are you fixated your path on doing those things? Are you expanding in that way, or are you expanding in the latter, where things can easily just block your power that you have when you're truly connected to your spirit? Now, the last, the outcome card here, again, another Saturn energy here. Capricorn, I use 22, 4, builder number, master number 22. And we have here the Tower, the Four of Cups, another 4. So we got 3 fours here on the Thoth deck, and then another 5 to join the rest. So we got 4, 4, 4, and 4. And this Tower here, Mars energy. So we are going to be using our actual force here. It's in our best effort to build using our actual force here to break through this needing to be validated in order to feel secure. Break through all your insecurities. Don't feel apathetic or be empathetic, yes, but you want to break through the things that make you feel doubtful about yourself, that make you feel insecure about yourself. Learn those insecurities, get well acquainted with them, because there are many different people who see your insecurities differently than you do. There are many people that might think you are actually insecure, but really you're a strong force to be reckoned with. You just have to show up and use that energy, use that force field that you hold to build your insecurity within your privacy. The Five of Swords talks about, it is a Venus and Aquarius card. So there is something that we already know. We know different ways to think about different situations. We can see different ways to use our power. We can see different ways in how we can be insecure, but we transmute that. We turn that energy around with Pluto and Jupiter conjunct Capricorn 22 degrees. We use that energy to our advantage, not to the advantage of someone else who wants to use our energy against us. And again, 5, change, balance. That has to take place. Okay, so with the advice we have, study and learning, which is definitely along the 8 of Swords. So we need to study and learn what type of home we want to have here. Not to get political, because I don't care about politics, but this land is home to so many spirits and energies that are being forced out or already has been forced out, and those spirits are coming back to reclaim all of this. It's time to study and learn what side your spirit is naturally drawn towards. What side is your spirit on? What side of building a unified language are you on? And where does your faith lie? Do you put your faith in others that want to take your power and block your ability to use your own spirit? Or do you put your faith in things that learning about what it is your spirit actually wants to do, that driving force, your willpower? Do you want to use that, or do you want someone else to use it for you? Like, you got to have better faith and higher faith in your ability to get things done by yourself, so that you can, although seeing all perspectives, utilize your status, your power, your name in the world to secure your own self. And the last one, Jupiter energy, again, expand your perspective. Have peace in knowing that you are growing. Everyone is growing right now, even if it's in directions that are different from those who you once were close to, who you once had good relationships with, that were part of your neighborhood. Gemini energy here with the North Node being squared. We have to expand our perspective, me included. You know, we are never going to know every single thing, because of we're not going to have front mind knowing, constantly running all the time, because we are in different dimensions at different times. So what is coming to the forefront? If you're unknown, study and learn that, and have faith that it's going to expand your perspective in the way it's supposed to be expanded on. Not allowing people to, take your power and block your spirit and, use it for their own personal gain, because that story has been going on for so long now. It at this point, it's utterly ridiculous, how much, the world has been saturated with lies and half truths. Do your research to figure out what it is that your spirit is actually calling you to do, and expand in that area as much as you possibly can. Pray for clarity and prosperity in your efforts to find the truth about yourself and why you're even here, and then use it to build whatever it is that you are meant to build. Only you can find that information within yourself. No one can tell you how to be you. No one can tell you when you are at your wit's end. Only you know that information for yourself. Even if other people disagree, agree, whatever, it will never matter if you don't know it yourself. And I agree with this outcome, to use your ability to build your reality with your own life force, creating your own security, regardless of what anybody agrees or disagrees with in your life. Okay. And that's my reading for this Virgo moon transit during this 2020 Scorpio season. Mars will be going direct soon, so get prepared. This war has been going on for a long, long time, number one. But number two, you're strapped. If you know who you are and securing yourself in who and what you are already strapped. You're halfway there. Continue to progress in study and learning about your divinity. And it'll always, always make sense in the end. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. I appreciate it very much. You can follow me on Instagram at Luminescence6, luminescence6.org, my website. You can book a reading, natal, solar return, tarot as well. Up to you. You pick your date, your time. I appreciate and I'm definitely grateful for all the readings that I do receive. It's definitely major life purpose here to help those in a way that I was able to help myself. So thank you again. Peace.